This is Unit 9, where we are dealing with the trigonometric applications. And in these, we're going to deal with the formulas that are on the reference sheet. The first lesson we're going to go through is area of triangles, and this will be in this video. Then in video number 2, we're going to do the law of cosines, even though that is lesson number 4 in the unit. Then we will continue on to the law of sines in video 3, and the ambiguous nature of sines in video 4. In addition to doing the ambiguous nature on a video, I will also review this in class because it can get a little bit confusing, and this will force us to practice the law of sines also. Concluding this entire unit will be the lesson 5, the applications, and all the videos are actually application oriented, but we're going to spend a day in class just looking at applications and choosing which formula best fits our needs. And then we will conclude with a review and a test. So I'm thinking that we will have a test a week from today, which would be April 16th. And if it's not the 16th, it'll be the 17th. But I'm going to try to shoot for next Thursday, April 16th, to work on this. Okay, so now we're going to move on to area of any triangle. So these are trigonometric applications, which means we are dealing with degrees, but we're dealing with them in a more familiar aspect than we dealt with them in Unit 7, where we were graphing them. Here, we're going to put them back into geometric figures. So the first one we're going to look at is the area of any triangle. Now, this is actually the first formula you will encounter on your Algebra 2 trig reference sheet. It says area of a triangle, and then it gives you this formula K equals 1/2 AB sine C. Now, K represents the area of a triangle. I know it doesn't make any sense why they picked K, but that is the one that they used for all of our purposes here. Now, let me just point out how we reference a triangle just so that you're all clear. We are always labeling our angles by capital letters. So capital letter A represents this angle. Capital letter B represents this angle. Capital letter C represents this angle. Lowercase a will always be opposite uppercase A. So if this is uppercase A, its opposite side will be represented by lowercase a. If this is uppercase C, its opposite side will be represented by lowercase c. If this is angle B with uppercase, its opposite side is always lowercase. So capital letters represent angles, lowercase letters represent sides. Now, just because I have AB sine C right in here does not mean that has anything to do with labeling triangles. I could be talking about triangles XYZ. What this AB sine C is the relationship, and let's highlight the relationship here. I'm going to use yellow to show you. They're saying side A, which is this side down here, side B, which is over here, and angle C. What you should notice is that A and B meet at angle C, so that you have two sides in their included angle. That's the formal way we talk about it. But I like to say that they're the two sides that make up angle C, and that is what you need to be able to calculate the area of the triangle. So let's look at what kind of problem could possibly want us to find the area of a triangle. Well, first and foremost, there's the very basic numerical thing where I would just say like 7 is here, 11 is there, this is 43 degrees, and what do? You pop it in your calculator, pop it in the formula, then pop it into the calculator. However, you are going to more likely find it in a word problem. So here's what I was saying is the area of any triangle can be found by using any two sides of the triangle A and B and their included angle C. A, B, and C are just arbitrary letters. They have nothing to do with any problem anytime. However, I'm going to show you a problem where the letters get mixed up so that you can see that it really has no bearing on it. And we're also going to come up with a set of steps that we use to solve all these problems. So our example here is the accompanying diagram shows a floor plan for a kitchen. The owners plan to carpet the entire kitchen except for the workspace, which is represented by scaling triangle ABC. Find the area of this workspace to the nearest tenth of the square foot. So let's just talk about what basic steps do you need to solve any of these problems in this unit. Okay, so I'm going to just come up with a list. Let's bring that down to 20. So let's say that step 1, if there isn't a picture, draw a picture. It's always a good idea when we're dealing with geometry type questions, and anytime we're talking about something real life, we could draw it. Step 2 is to then choose the formula that you're going to use. Of course, when you draw the picture, I should say also, and label it. You're going to choose the formula. In this case, obviously, the only one I've introduced you to is area, so that's going to be the appropriate formula. Step 3 is you plug into the formula. And so this means you're going to plug in all the values into the formula. Step 4, this is where I might disagree with another teacher. Some teachers may say, put everything into your calculator and then solve for the variable. I find that that actually bogs down what you're trying to do. So after you plug into the variable, get the unknown alone. And that means that you're able to do a lot more work in these problems without touching a calculator, and which means you can get it all set up and only touch the calculator once. So if you don't have a calculator at home, it won't make a big difference on how to solve it, because you have it all ready to go, except you're only going to pick up your calculator once. And step 5 is to pick up that calculator and get your answer. Step 6 will be to round. And then units on your answer. Putting units on your answer is just as important in math as it is in your science class, so make sure you put units on your answer. Now, this was an accompanying diagram, and it was already labeled for us, but we have to really figure out what's going on. I like to insist that you use colors, so if you have a pen on your sheet of paper, you can actually mark it. We have this side right here, which is 12 feet. We have this angle, which is 62 feet, and this side, which is 31 feet. The question asks us, use the highlighter feature here, to find the area of the kitchen workspace, which is this triangle over here. Oops, the highlighter went a little overboard. You get the general idea. Come back to my pen. So now we have all of this set up, and now we need to decide what it is that we need to do. So we know that this is going to be k is equal to 1/2. Now, A and B are the sides next to the angle. As you see, we have two sides next to the angle. We have 12 and we have 31. Their order does not matter. You could have listed the 31 first and then put the 12, as long as you understand that you are multiplying this entire time. And then we have the sine of 62 degrees. And if you indulge me, I'll bring up the symbol here for degrees. I'm hoping. You still remember where it is. Oh, of course, it's probably in the first thing. No, actually, it's not there at all. So I'll just write the degree symbol in myself. 62 degrees. Now, it's important that we're in degrees because if you remember, back in Unit 7, it was important that we knew the difference between radians and degrees. So when I go over to my calculator, oh, let's just go back and talk about this for 1 second. Drew a picture and labeled it. That was done for me. I chose the formula. It said area. There's only one formula for area, so I have it. I've plugged into the formula. And now the unknown is alone. This is K. This is my friend, the unknown. It's all by itself. So now I can use my calculator. Put into the calculator. So I need a calculator. You could do this right in Scratchpad. You could do this in a document, or you could just click down here and get a calculator added to the document. And if you remember, it was 1/2 12 times, oops, not 120, 12 times 31 times the sine of 62. And since this is a flat out problem here, we can, and you're not supposed to just type in that, you're supposed to go to trig, get the sine of 62, put it in here. Sorry, I'm a little bit rusty on that. And type it all straight out, because I don't need to worry about if I'm in radian degrees if I use the degree symbol. I will need to worry about this for another purpose, but right now, just plug it in, hit enter, I get 164.228. So then I go back over to my problem. K is equal to 164.228. Go back and read the question. It wants us to go to the nearest tenth of a square foot. So going back into this problem, to the nearest tenth of a square foot, K is equal to 164.2 feet squared. And that would be how we do the area problems. Okay? You may need to do a little bit of work to get an angle at some times. There is a second way to find the area of a triangle I did not present, and that is when you have the three sides of the triangle. And I will discuss that briefly in class. It's called Heron's formula. Okay, so this concludes video number 1.